Hello there, I'm Diana. Welcome to Dreamcatchers and the Dream Team. First off, lesson 1, threader. This is what we call a threader. Now, in able to put the Dreamcatchers into the hair, we need to thread them up with a little cylinder. Here is the threader. We're going to put as many cylinders as we can, and you can see on one end of the cylinder is slightly wider than the other end. We want wider end on first. See? Okay, color-coded cylinders. Blonde, obviously, for blonde hair, but only for use on peroxide blondes, bleach blondes only. Those blondes that are having their hair bleached every 4 weeks. You would use the lightest blonde. Dark blonde, that's my color. Copper, for those ginger nuts, and copper tones, about an 8K. I would use a copper cylinder. And then dark brown for my brunettes. And black, obviously, on black. The Dreamcatchers color swatch comes in 27 different colors, including the funky shades. Here they are. This is how you would be ordering your hair for the client. Step 2, application and fitting. So here are some Dreamcatchers that I put in earlier just to show you how the application should look. The reason I used blonde hair against brown is so it's easier for you to see. If I'd have used brown hair against this, you wouldn't have seen anything. So, always nice and clean, straight sections, and your Dreamcatchers should sit like little regimented soldiers, all the same distance away from the scalp. They should all have movement, not too tight, not too loose, as long as the hair can move. So let's take a section, pull it down, always clean sections. A small section, preferably a square rather than an oblong. Take your threader, thread it over, one of your cylinders. Pull your threader out, and the cylinder should be attached. Take a Dreamcatcher, pop it in your cylinder, and move it down from the scalp. And with your pliers, squeeze 1, 2, 3. So now I'm going to show you the wrong way to do it. Take a section, thread it over, take your little Dreamcatcher, pop it in, and squeeze it tight. Okay, you see? The hair, for a start, is far too tight to the scalp. There's no movement whatsoever. It's over-directed from every area, from all 4 corners. It's been over-directed. This will cause traction alopecia. The hair needs to come from one direction only. Plus, I can see the little tip of the Dreamcatcher sticking out of there. That should be covered up, otherwise your client's going to play with it. So, to realign this, open up your cylinder again, pull it down. Now there's a little too much hair in this section for my liking, so I would have probably used half the amount here. But when putting the Dreamcatchers in, be careful not to put your finger too close underneath the cylinder itself, because then if you're going to squeeze it in this direction, you're going to cause bubbles in the hair. And this doesn't feel very nice when the client runs their fingers across the top of her hair. It should all lay smooth, like these ones I've done underneath beforehand. An adjustment is when the client has had the hair fitted for 4 weeks. So her next appointment is going to be for an adjustment. And 90% of the time, my client needs a color. So I'm going to do a partial color. I'm going to start around the hairline, work through my partings, and clip it up. There's my color application. I am not going to attempt to paint any color down here by the cylinders or near the Dreamcatchers themselves. Keep all your color applied up the top here. So keep the color all out the way from your top section. Now, let's say the hair's grown down for 4 weeks. There's 4 weeks growth. So now, while my color's cooking, I'm going to do a quick adjustment. I'm going to adjust in my rows, row by row. So, open up your cylinder, take out your Dreamcatcher and run your fingers through the client's hair 3 or 4 times to remove any shedded hair from the last 4 weeks application, and pop it back in again. Nice and tight as it was initially. And again, open up your cylinder, pop out your Dreamcatcher and run your fingers through the client's existing hair to remove any shedded hair. Pop in your Dreamcatcher and put it back tight again. I cannot express enough. Clean sections always, always, always. And every row that you've completed, just go through with your fingers and make sure there are no hair tags. A hair tag is one little hair that's attached itself in another cylinder. So when you run your fingers through, you're going to snag that hair. Don't pull it. If you do feel one, snip off one little hair. That's all it is. Snip it off. If you don't snip it off, within 7 to 10 days, you're going to get another little hair stuck in there and another one. And eventually, you'll have a nice little knot. But you're not seeing the client in a couple of days. You're seeing the client in 4 to 6 weeks' time. By 4 to 6 weeks, you've now got a nice big fat dreadlock. And it was caused by one little hair tag. So please make sure there are no little hair tags trapped in those cylinders. Run your fingers through after every row completed and just make sure there are no tangles, no hair tags.